if there's air conditioner though, but the way they talk.
Okay, welcome to Troy Planning Commission meeting for Wednesday, August 25th. Please call the roll.
Mr. Westmeyer?
Here.
Mr. McGarry?
Here.
Mayor?
Here.
Mr. Wolke?
Here.
Mr. Cappers?
Here.
Mr. Titterington?
Here.
Mrs. Ehrlich?
Here.
All members are present.
Okay, we have our minutes of our meeting of August 11th. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions of those minutes?
Here for approval. I'll second.
Motion and second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand approved. First matter on the agenda is a historic district application for 224 and 226 South Market Street. Does staff have a report?
Yes, sir. So this is a request by the applicant, Level M&B, on behalf of the owner for the installation of a 10.3 square feet wall sign at the property located at 224 through 226 South Market Street. The 10.3 square feet building sign is constructed of metal and will imitate a bronze look. The application has been reviewed for compliance with all requirements of the zoning code except for the additional design standards imposed by the historic district regulations. And staff recommends approval of the proposed sign based on the following. The proposed sign will meet the City of Troy sign code requirements, and the proposed sign will not detract from the historical integrity of the building and streetscape. This sign is located along the alley, so it's barely visible from the public right away.
Any questions of staff?
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
McGarry?
the sign is typical that MB's been using, right? You know, so
It's similar.
it fits their similar,
Right.
you know, headers.
Any other questions of staff? Commission will take any action?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion has been supported. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Westmeyer?
Yes.
Approved.
Next, we have a historic district application for 201 East Water Street, Overfield Tavern Museum. Staff have a report.
Yes, sir. So this is a request by applicant Chris Manning, Executive Director of the Overfield Tavern Museum, for the Planning Commission to review a temporary exterior alteration to the building located at 201 East Water Street. The property is zoned B1 Local Retail District. The OHR form lists this property as a hand-hewn log cabin built in 1808. The Overfield Tavern Museum conducted an architectural assessment report in 2019. The assessment report identified an accelerated rate of deterioration of the poplar siding located on the west elevation facing South Mulberry Street. Continued exposure of the hewn logs located on the south and east elevation has led to extensive dry rot that has been made the building susceptible to insect damage. Phase 1 of the revitalization efforts have been completed with the replacement of the wood shingled roof to an imitation wood shingle known as EnviroShake that was previously approved by the Planning Commission in February of 2020. The applicant is now proposing the removal of poplar siding on the west facade along South Mulberry Street and partial removal of the white latex paint on the front facade and east facades. The request is being made just to provide more accessibility to the structural engineer for a full inspection known as Phase 2B as described in the application. This request will ultimately lead to further recommendations and construction drawings based on the findings. Staff recommends approval of the proposed request with the following conditions. Overfield Tavern Museum will provide an update of the findings from the structural engineer by December 21st, 2021. This approval is not permitting the final design or any material replacement of any elements of the building, rather to provide access for the structural engineer to conduct a complete structural inspection. The removal of the white latex paint is conducted using the gentlest method possible following the Secretary of Interior standards for the treatment of historic properties. That'll conclude my staff report.
Any questions of staff?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Titterington?
So the removal of the siding to inspect behind the siding, will that removal be in such a way that that siding will not be damaged and can in fact be replaced on the building if the Planning Commission directs them to do that?
So in the analysis conducted in 2019, they determined that the poplar siding was built with new growth. New growth has a tendency to create deterioration and be not the best exterior siding for the elements in terms of collecting moisture. So I think the long-term plan for phase 2B would be ultimately the siding would then be replaced. But we're just looking at the structural engineer just to perform a structural inspection at this time.
And I can answer any questions if you have. I'm Chris Manning, the director of the Overfield, so if you have any further questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you for being available. Any other questions of staff? I just want to indicate that this is a valuable treasure for Troy, and I want to make sure that we do what we can to go ahead and maintain it. But I have a couple of questions. One, in the description of the proposed exterior, it says, among other things, it says the log house attached to the north side of the tavern via an enclosed dog trot. What's a dog trot? I mean, I can envision what a dog trot is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
come on up.
You want me to come up here?
Right here to the podium.
Okay.
Give me your name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Chris Manning. I'm the executive director of the Overfield Tavern.
Can you explain to us what a dog trot is?
So a dog trot, when the initial building was constructed, which was a small one-room log house built in 1803 on the north side of the building, that served as the Overfield's home initially. And then in 1808, when they built the two-story log tavern in the front, they had what's called a dog trot between the two buildings. It was essentially a breezeway. So it would have had a roof, but it would have been open on the ends. Obviously, sometime in the 19th century, that was enclosed to make an interior space. But we referred to that as a dog trot because that's how it was originally constructed, but it's now just a hallway.
Gotcha, thank you. Any questions of Mrs. Manning while she's here? Thank you. Okay. Commission want to take any action?
Motion to approve as presented.
With the conditions stated?
Yes.
There's a motion to approve the action.
Second.
Mr. McGarry, second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mayor,
Yes.
Mr. Wolke,
Yes.
Mr. Cappers,
Yes.
Mr. Titterington,
Yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mr. Westmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. McGarry.
Yes.
Approved.
Good luck. Next, we have the plan unit development, minor revision of the revised general plan for Troy Christian Schools.
Yes, sir. So this is a minor revision to the revised general plan. With the vacation of Arlington Avenue that was approved by City Council, it was determined that improved traffic flow was needed for the APAC and Troy Christian Schools. The addition of the boulevards accommodates two southbound lanes on the vacated Arlington Avenue with the shifting of the northbound lane to the east, primarily due to an existing electric transformer. The boulevards will also provide for internal pedestrian connectivity to the APAC building, to the two parking lots to the south, as approved for the previous major revision. Staff recommends that Planning Commission approve the minor revision as the request improves internal traffic flow and pedestrian connectivity.
Anything further? No. Questions of staff?
Now, being a minor modification, all it takes is planning commission action, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
The final development plan and record plan will follow this request.
I'm recommend approval.
Second.
Motion, support for the motion. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Wolke,
Yes.
Mr. Cappers,
Yes.
Mr. Titterington,
Yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mr. Westmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. McGarry,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
Approved.
Does staff have anything else to come before the commission today?
We do one item, please.
Mr. Davis, forward.
Sue, let's go take a copy and pass one out. So we have an application for a sign request. This is part 2 of 224 South Market Street, TDN building. Essentially, they are requesting a 15 square foot sign. That would be a projection sign off the front of the building. It's a similar location of where the existing Troy Daily News projection sign was located. This sign would be in compliance with the City of Troy sign code. I think they are allowed for 100 square feet of signage. With the approval of the signage earlier today, this would still leave over 50 square feet of signage available. This is only a request for 15 square feet. With projection signs, insurance requirements are required. We do have a copy of the insurance requirements. I did not get a copy to put in the packet in the short notice, but we do have that on staff available, and I would even, if you're okay with that, we could make it a conditional use that they provide another copy of the insurance requirements, so we have that. But I know it was submitted to the city. The applicant is here. The owner has signed the application, which is Aaron Twist of Innisfree, and staff would make a recommendation for approval.
How far up from the sidewalk will the bottom of the sign be hanging?
10 feet.
I think it's 10 feet, and I will ask if you will allow Kevin Bear, the sign installer, to come up here and answer the question.
Yeah, my name's Kevin Bear with Bear Design LLC in Sydney. The sign would be about 15 feet off the ground.
The bottom of the sign?
Yeah,
Bottom of the sign.
yeah.
Very good. Any other questions? Mr. Bear, while he's here?
What is salon locks?
It's I think a hairdresser or salon, yeah.
So we just did a ribbon cutting there yesterday. Phenomenal. If you have ever been in the Troy Daily News before, you just need to do a field trip into this space. It is amazing to see the transformation.
You don't usually hang out in beauty salons.
Yeah, it's,
You don't have to get your hair done, just go look at the space.
Any other questions? Commission to take action.
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion and support. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Westmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Approved.
Does staff have anything else to come before the commission?
No, we don't, thank you.
Does the commission have anything they want to discuss? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Westmeyer, move.
Second.
Second by Mr. Titterington. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned.